Your secrets, if you really look at yourself, you would be speechless. What happened to being doctors and teachers? What happened to being your brother's keeper? Nowadays, kids more
like it's toy. The ones that hate me the most look just like me. Me what that means. Make a slick comment and see what that brings. I seen it go reenact things. Extreme like DMXing. These boys PMS. People in the city see the movement occurring and say, my God, I wanna be in that. Damn right you wanna be in this scene. She had the video trying to be in this. Used to fantasize about being this scene.
Yo, what is poppin', YouTube family? It ain't the top of the week, but you already know what time it is. It's your boy, Mr.BandClap, at it again with a late but still potent rendition of the on-point Orisha Tarot forecast spread for the week of November 17th through November the 16th through November the 22nd of 2020. Right? So I'm outside recording this video. I had to take the day placeholders off because they kept getting blown away in the wind. But don't fear, because I still remember what days they are and all of that. So, you know, man, when I tell you I was going through so much yesterday. Yesterday was a crazy day, today as well, but my spirit guides told me that the show must go on because, you know, the Legba's work is never over. You know, I got a rant video coming up soon about the dance monkey. That's gonna be the next rant video that's coming out. Very, very heavy energy this week. A lot of cards. It would behoove you to check out the Patreon version of this, because some of these days got so many freaking cards on them. Like, especially Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. A lot of these are got 4 or 5 cards on them. So please check out my Patreon version of this, where I uncover every single card and you get a full synopsis of what to expect for this week. Because on the YouTube version, I'm only gonna pull the top card from each of these rows. As you know, this row right here represents the bottom of the deck. This represents just the overall, you know, things that you should be looking out for in terms of this week. And you may not, you know, feel or go through these different things on the day that I said, but it's just something to look out for. Like I said, very, very heavy energy this week. Very, very heavy. One of the messages that I gotta say, and I talked about this last week, be very, very careful of the emerging spiritual YouTubers. Be very careful of the emerging spiritual YouTubers. This was like the last community to get compromised. This was the last community to get compromised. The conscious community has been fully compromised. A lot of the other, I guess, black community type of things have been compromised. and they finally got into the spiritual community. There's a lot of people that are waking up. They're looking for answers, and they'll pretty much go to anybody who's talking about chakras or energy or manifesting, all of these buzzwords. Hey, what's going on, Mike? That was my brother Mike. But yeah, there's a emergence of spiritual YouTubers, and a lot of them, they're still, on that stage one. YouTube gives us all a voice, so we can voice out the things that we're going through and all of that. I've seen this happen already in the manosphere, with the Red Pill community, with the SYSBM community. A lot of those communities have already been compromised, and the spiritual community is next. In this time right here, it is extremely essential. Shout out to Melanie, the Spirit Doula. It is very essential, because she has a company called Zoe Essentials. Definitely follow her on Instagram, shop Zoe Essentials. It is very essential that you know who you are at this time, because there's going to be a lot of people that's going to say things that you've heard from Phil Valentine, Bobby Hemmett, Brother Panic, a lot of our founding fathers of this current conscious spiritual generation that we're in. But they're agents, and they've been put in this spiritual community to derail you, to lower your vibration so much that you can get very, very suicidal listening to these upcoming spiritual YouTubers. Protecting your energy is very important. I haven't even pulled these cards over yet. I just wanted to talk to y'all for a minute, because this is heavy on my heart, and I was even a victim to this yesterday. I listened to this upcoming spiritual YouTuber that's getting a lot of attention. He's getting hundreds of thousands of views, and he's growing in this spiritual community when it comes to the youth. And there's some videos on YouTube talking about stay away from this dude. And you know me, I'm not the type of person that's just gonna not listen to somebody just because somebody say, oh, don't listen to this dude. So I listen to him, and when I tell you, like, the first 3 or 4 minutes of the video, even though a lot of the stuff that he's saying, I've been hearing it since like 2015, it was something off about this dude, and I don't even want to give him no shine on my channel. But I started listening to this video. My left eye started twitching. I started feeling this pain in my heart, and it was like a spiritual attack through the screen, and I had to do a lot of things to get myself back in high spirits, but it still wasn't enough for me to put out the OPOT yesterday. So please be very, very careful. Protect your energy at this point. You should know by now who your soul family is, because even the word soul family is something that they've been using to suck you in. Any spiritual YouTuber that is all the way on one side and doesn't talk about the dark, the light, and especially any spiritual YouTuber who doesn't talk about transformation, who doesn't talk about solutions and things like that. They all talking about, it's the end of the world, all this negativity and all this stuff. Any spiritual YouTuber that's not giving you a fully balanced perspective, and like I always say, a triangular perspective, because as melanated people, we deal in triangles. So if any spiritual YouTuber that you're listening to is not dealing with things in a triangular perspective, and if you're even if the stuff that they're saying seems like is correct, if spiritually you feel something is off, don't try to listen to that person just because of the information may seem like it's right, because I don't want to say too much, but just know that the spiritual warfare is real. It is very, very real. And my orishas and my spirit team really had to pull me out of that particular situation. So definitely be cognizant of that. And with that being said, as you know, I do readings. I do these type of readings that you see right here for individuals, also for couples. I also do natal chart readings. I also do my Everything is Everything reading is by far my bestseller. I have a lot of I have a lot of reviews. I'm hopped up on energy drink right now. The Polar Pops were like 15 cents today. But the Everything is Everything reading, I have a very, very I have a lot of reviews for that. A lot of people enjoy the Everything is Everything reading. So definitely check that out at www.bandclaptv.com. And also, when you go to that website and scroll down, you will see a link for my shadow work class. Shadow work right now is extremely important. We're in Scorpio season, that's ruled by Pluto, one of the planets that's ruled by Scorpio. And this is really, really deep type of energy. So using this energy to do shadow work is very important, because you got to watch what you're manifesting out here. You got to watch what you're manifesting. So shadow work is very important. So definitely check that out, www.bandclaptv.com. I know y'all been staring at these cards forever and y'all like, damn, when is this dude gonna pick them up? But I just had to tell y'all that a lot of stuff been going on. Please keep yourself energetically protected. It's not always about physical protection. The soulless beings know that certain people, they're not going to be able to get at you physically. They already know that. So now they got these teenagers. They got these teenagers and they got these people, and they're getting at the youth. And they're talking about chakras, and they're talking about gang stalking and energy, like all of these buzzwords, but they're not who they say they are. And I talked about that last week. All right. So let's get started. Sorry I had to go on that spiel, but that was just something heavy I wanted to stress to y'all, because man, it's crazy out here, getting crazy out here. All right, so let's see for the overall energy of the week. All right, so we got the 7 of fire, and this is for my fire signs, especially my Sagittarius. We know that the 7th house in astrology is about, okay, so we got the 7 of fire, and this talks about a less comfortable position that will demand resources that may not be as practical or evolved as an exchange, barter or payment in kind, and so on. So now with this being upright, this is talking about a flying dragon spits 7 flames on the earth, a man, as you can see, protecting himself with a large shield from this bloody attack. So remember in my last, I did a video a few months ago, and I was talking about fighting the beast. And when I was talking about fighting the beast, I think I used this exact card to talk about that. So remember what I talked about in that podcast about fighting the beast, and remember the stuff that I was saying when it comes to who the beast is. So with this being reversed, with this card being reversed, you're gonna see a lot of people being consumed by this beast. You're gonna see a lot of people failing at this, and these particular people that you're gonna see that's failing at this, these may be some people that you looked up to at one point in time. You know, these may be some people that were warriors, you know, people that you looked up to as warriors, or people that you looked up to as freedom fighters or whatever. I don't want to talk too much about you know, what's going on with the pandemic and stuff like that, but shout out to Doggy Diamonds TV. He did a video called All Money Ain't Good Money Part 2. And in that video, you know, he was talking about how they're trying to figure out how they're going to get this vaccine out to the people. And it was some, you know, people they was talking about, well, we're going to have to get the celebrities involved. We're going to have to get barbers involved and stuff like that. So just like how you had a lot of these celebrities out here, you know, in droves telling you to vote and all of that, you're going to have the same type of thing trying to push you to get that, you know, get that vaccination. So that's why I said before I even started this, it is very, very important for you to know who you are in this time. Know who you are, know what you stand for, know, you know, inside and out. Because this beast, as you can see, the beast got 7 flames that's coming out. And this beast has many, many different mechanisms. It has many different ways that it can attack you. So you have to be protected in all fronts. And if you find yourself in a less comfortable position, simply because you don't want to, you know, you don't want to succumb to this beast, and the beast can mean many things. Don't worry, because if you know who you are, then your spirit team is going to be there to protect you from these other flames that you can't even see coming. You know, there's a lot of faith that goes into this. There's a lot of you know, like I said, you know, this is a many dimensional type of thing that's going on. We know in astrology, the 7th house talks about relationships and partnerships and things like that. I know a lot of us are getting into business. I know a lot of my homeboys are getting into stuff like Forex, Bitcoin, crypto, all of these different things. And I'm not saying any of these things are good or bad, but just make sure that whoever you're choosing to go into business with, whoever you're choosing to be your partner, make sure that y'all are on the same page on every front, and that also includes spiritually. I know a lot of people who are in relationships and who are in partnerships with people, and they're only compatible in one front. They may be only compatible sexually. They may only be compatible, you know, in business or whatever. Keep a close eye on your relationships at this time. That's another thing that I want to tell y'all. All right, so let's see what Monday has for us. even though Monday is already passed. Okay, so we got Yemoya. All right. And it's funny because speaking of great mothers, I've been having a lot of crazy dreams about my mom. I've been having a lot of crazy dreams about my mom in many different situations. In this time, we've been talking about clearing debts and all that type of stuff. And so I've been having dreams about different lifetimes and stuff like that me and my mom has been through. So it's crazy that this Yemoya card comes up. Even though my mom, she represents more of the Oya energy with her being a Scorpio. But, to me, she is a Yemoya. She is a great mother. My mom is a great mother. And then this is also something that I've been doing for a while now. I've been just like this dude. I've been sleeping, having a lot of dreams, doing a lot of abstaining from different things. So other than all the other stuff that was going on Monday, this is definitely on point with me. So when we talk about this 9 of fire, because we know that 9, it represents the 9th house. It represents philosophy. It represents, looking for spiritual meanings and stuff like that. And we know when we're talking about 9, when we're talking about fire, we're talking about this Obatala, great father type of energy. So that's crazy. You got Yemoya right here, who is the great mother, which, this is, talking about birth. You're bringing new things into existence. This is creation. Very, very strong manifesting type of energy. And then this represents the meditating Obatala. As you can see, you got 9 large candles, each representing a state of meditation and enlightenment. You see a man wearing a white turban, and he lies on a straw mat in a profound mystical state, knowing that this period of abstaining and fasting will result in his transformation and regeneration. Remember I talked about transformation and regeneration. If these spiritual YouTubers, if they're all talking about just negative stuff that got you in a low vibration, and they're not talking about transformation and regeneration and things that has to do with the darker aspects, that spiritual YouTuber isn't someone that you should really put your trust in. You're not really supposed to put your trust in anybody, but I know a lot of people are looking for answers and stuff like that. So definitely be very cognizant. In this time, we're going to be doing a lot of things on the astral. We're going to be doing a lot of things on the cosmic. Not a lot of physical things, because with us being a lot more divinely feminine when it comes to the powers and stuff like that we possess, our work starts in the astral. Our work starts in that spiritual plane, so we can bring those into the physical. As you know, the number 9 is the only number that when multiplied by another results in a number, that's the number 9. When reduced to a unit, becomes 9 again. Wait, let me read that again. The number 9 is the only number that when multiplied by another results in a number that when reduced to a unit becomes 9 again, you know. So this card talks about apparent inactivity, because your actions will be more mental and or spiritual as you enter a stage of self-improvement, during which it is necessary to save energy. That's what I was talking about before I even pulled the cards over. I was talking about saving your energy. For that purpose, it is advisable to refrain from material things to reach higher levels of consciousness. So if that means fasting, abstaining, whatever you need to do to make sure you're in that higher vibrational state, because they even got agents that's cloaked in this conscious spiritual jargon, and you got to be able to tell the real from the fake, because they're very convincing. They're extremely convincing. They'll say the right terms, they'll use the right language, they'll talk the right talk, they'll look the right look, and the only way that you're going to be able to tell if they are who they say they are or not, the only way you're going to tell that they are who they say they are is if you're spiritually in tune. Spiritually in tune. All right. So let's see what Tuesday has for us. Okay. So again, we got another 9, but this time it is the 9 of air. Okay. Message from water reversed. And this is talking about the ace. So this is the ace of fire. So this is for my Aries moons, my Leo moons. So let's see. Okay. So this is talking about a cycle. There's a lot of us right now, a lot of people, and this is kind of talking about again, this 7 of fire. You got some people who are in a they're kind of in a hiding confinement type of cycle, and the reason why you're hiding and the reason why you're in confinement is simply because you have these good ideas, you have these very, very you're on fire about it, but since you're a soul family member, you may be on fire about something that everybody else might not care about. So it's kind of like you're on fire about this, you want other people to join in, but they're not on the same page. Again, this is talking about this 7 of fire, 7 relationships and stuff like that. So you're on fire, you're on your purpose, but since you don't have the right spirit team around you, since you don't have the right people around you that can really help what you're trying to do come to pass. This message of water talks about failure. This talks about failure in your thoughts. This talks about you try to do it, but you don't have a lot of people on your side. You don't got the right people on your side who can motivate you. So, you have some good ideas, but some way or another, they just don't work out. They just don't work out. So you kind of turn into a hermit in a way, because it's almost like, man, I might as well just keep this stuff to myself, and because it ain't like nobody's gonna care about it anyway. So your heart is really heavy, your heart is low. I've been talking to a lot of my show pro people, and a lot of them are and this is another thing that kind of led to the way I was feeling yesterday. everybody's going through their own Message of Water reversed. Everybody's been going through their own Ace of Fire reversed. Everybody's been going through that. A lot of my show pro people, you know, they've had to get regular jobs that they hate. You know, their heart isn't in it. You know, a lot of failures because, you know, it's hard to, you know, be in the type of industry that I'm in, where you're making, you know, you're having fun. It's really hard work. Like, don't get it twisted. It's extremely hard work building these stages and building these festivals, but it all pays off in the end, you know, in the finished product, when you're able to go and the concert was successful and everybody's thanking you and you're able to see what you built. You know, as a man, it really makes you feel victorious. It makes you feel like this when you spend all that hard work, you know, all them grueling 12-hour days and all of that, building these stages and doing that, you know, and being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. But it's hard to have that same type of vigor and that same type of, you know, divine masculine energy when you're working a regular job, you know. And I've been feeling a lot of their pain because, you know, I'm going through the same thing, you know. I've been supplementing my income a lot through my website. And I'm kind of in this stuck position because it's like, even if I wanted to get a regular job, I'm disputing this situation with my unemployment. So I can't even get a job right now until that situation is rectified. And I've been waiting on this situation to be rectified for over 3 months. And that's the reason why financially, you know, things have been a little Message from Water reversed, you know. But the good news is that this is reversed as well. So with this 9 of air being reversed, and this is all mental, this is a mental situation. This 9 of air reverse talks about that period of hiding and confinement. You know, that term has ended. Timely measures. You can and must end this period. The cycle is over. Time is up, and you have to be ready. You know, we're in that type of phase right now where literally anything can happen, and you got to be ready. You can't have this type of emotions. You can't have this type of heart. You know, I know it's going to be hard. But trust me, you know, this cycle is ending. That cycle has ended. And the benefits of you being who you are in this shift is definitely on the horizon. Definitely. All right. So let's see what Wednesday has for us. All right. This is talking about grand association. So right here, the time for hiding and confinement is over. And then this 3 of Earth talks about grand association. This is for my Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, grand association. Now, as you can see, this is a community effort. You know, each of these giraffes got a special ability. You know, some of their necks is big enough to reach all the way up there. You know, some of their necks is only big enough to reach that little branch. But everything helps, you know, and this represents the youth who needs this nourishment. And this is why, you know, the elders and, you know, us that's on this journey, this is why we're so important. Because it's a community, it's going to be a community effort. we're all we got, y'all. We are all we got. We all we got, you know. So the only way that we're going to be able to stay prosperous, we got to support each other. We got to support each other. We got to support each other. We can't be looking at the outsiders, the outside, to support us better than we support each other. And I know this is something that you probably heard a lot, you know, through the years and stuff like that, but there's no better time that's important but now, you know. Supporting your local soul family, whether it's donations, whether it's you know, paying for their services, whether it's through word of mouth, promoting your favorite reader, you know, promoting your favorite teacher or whatever, so they can get more clientele, you know. Everything is important when it comes to supporting each other. It's extremely important, and that's the reason why I talk about a lot of the YouTubers and a lot of the soul family that inspire me. You know, like I talked about Zoe Essentials. Definitely check her out and patron that business. You know, when I get Melly Amar started, I'm going to be promoting Melly Amar again very, very soon. So I appreciate the support that you all have been giving me, and we got to help each other out, you know, because we all we got. We can't stay in hiding. We can't stay in confinement because nobody else is going to help us like how we can help each other. This is very important, extremely important. I can't stress this enough. We got to help each other. We got to. That's the only way we're going to be prosperous, and you know, we're going to have that type of safety net around us financially, that if anything else happens around this world, you know, we'll be taken care of, because you know, we're circulating our money. We're circulating our money within our community. Extremely important. All right. So let's see what Thursday has for us. All right. So we got the salamanders. So we got the salamanders, and we got the karma reversed. We got the salamanders and the karma reversed. Let me pull one more card. So we also got the 5 of fire. Shout out to my Aries sun signs. A lot of fire going on this week. A lot of fire. And when you think about it, these will be some of the best people. This salamander with the karma reversed and the 5 of fire. These are some of the people that you should have in your support system, because this is talking about having a strong support system. This 3 of earth, this salamander, this talks about a man or a woman, you know, in their 40s with much experience in life, who fights for ideals, who is a great thinker, strategist, army officer, or ruler. Their will is strong. He or she is dynamic, optimistic, as well as rational and realistic. So what made them rational and realistic? You know, and I remember Kevin Samuels. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. I remember he talked about this card right here. He talked about this card right here because he was like, don't trust a businessman that'll tell you that they never took losses. Don't trust somebody that always you know, they always got this, I'm a winner, I've never took losses, I've never lost, because we all take losses. You know, when we're in this business arena, we've all had businesses that didn't go right, you know, when we first started. You know, we've all had you know, situations where we may have invested in something and we lost money. You know, never trust someone who got all of these good stories and they don't got no, you know, they don't got no losses, you know. Now, this 5 of fire, this is very important. See, all 3 of this has to matter when you're vetting the people that's going to be in your support system, to make sure that there's no freeloaders, no traders, and no shady business people. You got to have someone who's mature, you know, someone who got a lot of wisdom, because they took a lot of losses, but their heart remained just. That's what this 5 of fire is talking about. You know, this is talking about someone who uses the same weapons or more powerful ones than their opponents, you know, and this is where their wisdom and their knowledge came from. And they know about the weapons of their opponents because they gotten beat by them so much. So they learned how to use these weapons for their personal benefit. And they learned how to forge more powerful weapons from them. This talks about, again, someone who is clever and astute. Someone who uses that cleverness and astuteness as a strategy to deliver accurate blows, to have a efficient defense. You know, someone who struggled, someone who went through a hard and tiresome struggle, but they persevered through it. And that's what made them successful. That's what made them wise. You know, that's what made them the strong salamander that they are. You know, someone that the beast tried to corrupt, someone that the beast tried to tempt them, but they didn't fall for it. You know, they fought fairly and they were victorious. Now, these are the type of people that you need to be listening to if you're starting out on your spiritual journey or your business journey or whatever. These are the type of people, excuse the noise, I'm outside. These are the type of people that you need to have in your support system. See, you got this 3 of earth, and these are the 3 people. I mean, these are the 3 attributes that everybody in your support system in some way, shape, or form need to have. A person who is very mature, very wise, because they took a lot of losses, but it didn't turn their heart hard. They learned the tricks of the trade, and you know, that's how they became successful in fighting the beast. You know, and I talked about this in my live stream that's now on Patreon, called the Sisterhood and the Rat Pack. And I was talking about, as a guy, one of the main people that you need to have in your support system is that Eshu, who's a very, very astute businessman, but he took a lot of losses. But in those losses, he learned the tricks of the trade, and he's able to teach these tricks of the trade that got him, you know, his eventual success. You know, he's able to teach these things to the up-and-coming youth and the up-and-coming, you know, people that's trying to go into the arena that he went in, so they won't get tempted and they won't get devoured by the beast or whatever. All right, so now we get to Friday. Friday is the day that I'm going to pull all these cards, and I don't know what's going on Friday, but it's a lot of cards for Friday. All right, so we got the Sun reversed. This talking about doubts. What are you doubting? So doubting this wealth and this prosperity, you're doubting it. But why are you doubting it? Because you got all of this stuff right here. You see how many cars that is? Let's see. All right, so this is the Elegba card reversed. Okay. False messengers. False messengers. Okay. False messengers who talk about. So this is the village. You know. Let's see. Who talk about past material losses, past losses in prosperity that they've went through, and how their efforts went in vain. Okay. But the reason why they failed was really because they really didn't know who they were. So since they didn't know who they were, they fell for a lot of false promises. They fell for a lot of false illusions, which led to things not being able to manifest for them spiritually. Their energy disappeared, and they didn't go back to the path that was apparently lost, because they was going through these illusions, false prophets, false prospects. They lost their way, so their energy depleted, and only ashes remain of their work. You know, their defenses were compromised, and their optimism is dead. Be very careful who you put your trust in. I can't stress that enough. Be careful. Don't get into a space of doubt when this is your reality. Just because you got these fake messengers, because this is a Legua reversed. And this isn't, and the thing about it is, this could also represent the baby Elegua as well. A lot of my baby Eleguas, you're doubting your progress. You're doubting if you can do this or not. You're doubting that you will be successful at being the messenger. You know, you're doubting it. All of my baby Oshuns, you know, you're doubting that that this prosperity is yours. You know, so I can flip this either way, but what this is saying is the reason why you're in doubt, because you're listening to these false messengers who aren't really who they say they are, you know, and these false messengers, they went through a lot of past trauma. And they're not honest with you where this trauma really came from. They're not honest with you. They just want to tell you the sob story about how they lost all their prosperity and how their efforts were in vain. That's all they want to tell you. They don't want to tell you this part right here, that they forgot who they were. They didn't go back to their roots. They didn't know who they were. So they fell for a lot of false illusions. They made a lot of bad business decisions. They did a lot of false, things that they wasn't supposed to be doing. They were in the wrong place at the wrong time because they wasn't spiritually being led like you're supposed to be. And this is what led to this message of fire reversed. They're teaching a message of fire reversed. Their energy is depleted. Their defenses are down. Their optimism is not where it's supposed to be. Be very careful of these people. Don't let these false messengers. Don't let these false messengers put you in a state of doubt. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. I got to hurry up because my battery is at 9%. All right. So we at the weekend, baby. So let's see what Saturday got for us. All right. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on yourself. Don't let yourself down. Don't let yourself down because don't let yourself down and thinking that you're abandoned. You know, don't let yourself down thinking you're abandoned. This is for my 7 of air people who mentally feel like they're abandoned. They feel like nobody loves them, nobody cares about them. You got to remember, you got all the protection necessary, all the inspiration necessary to finish your work. You got everything that you need to finish your work, and the negative things will disappear and your capacity will be seen. Tune up your senses and train yourself more intensely, and there will be greater prospects for you. This is all mental. The universe is mental. You know, this is all mental. You may actually got this coming, but you can't see this because you're in doubt, which leads you to think that you're abandoned. Why? Because you're listening to these false messengers and these false prophets that talk about the trauma that they've been through and the losses and the prosperity that they lost because their efforts were in vain. But they're not telling you the whole story. I hate people like this, and I don't like using that hate word, but I don't like people like this because they lead people astray. They lead people astray because they're not telling you the full story. They're not telling you the full story on how they lost, how they had this trauma. They're not telling you the full story on how they lost all of this prosperity and all of this wealth and all of this stuff. They're not telling you the whole truth. They're not telling you the whole truth. Believe in your higher self. Your higher self will never steer you wrong. Yeah, I mean. All right, let's see what Sunday got for us. Shango, justice. There you go. There you go. Everything is everything. Shango is the Orisha of fire and lightning. Everything is everything because Shango is going to make sure that you are victorious in battle. Yemoya is going to make sure that you're healed. She's going to make sure that you're nurtured, that you're nourished while you're in battle. Obatala is going to make sure that you're spiritually sound while you're in this battle. All right. All right. So now we got the 8 of air, Scorpio. This is for my my Geminis with Scorpio moons. This is for my Scorpios with Gemini moons. This is very important. This talks about this. You got these false teachers, you got these false preachers and these false agents out here. And they're sent by the soulless beings to entrap what is pure. The truth cannot be silenced. Again, the truth cannot be silenced. Shango is the greatest, ally that you can have right now. Shango is the greatest ally that you can have right now because he's the warrior. He's going to make sure that justice is going to always prevail. Alegua, Papa Legba, he's going to make sure that your message is going to always get out. Oshun, she's going to make sure that when the message gets out, it's going to be sweet. It's going to be sweet to the ears of the soul family so that you can absorb it like you're supposed to. And if you heed this message for this week, you will be glad that you did. All right, y'all. I really hope that you all have a very, very good week. I hope that I was able to shed some light on some things that you may be feeling or that you may be going through. The Patreon version of this is going to be super, super crazy. Look at all them cars. So definitely go to my Patreon, www.patreon.com/BandClapTV. And until next time, peace.